Viewer discretion is advised.
Talking Gotham, 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 talking Gotham.
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Campbell. Welcome back to Talking Gotham. This is the show where we talk about Gotham, and we are close to the end of the season 2, and we have more stuff with Azrael, but we'll get to that. But I'm joined as always from 3D Movie Cinema as Jacob Collins. Jacob, how are you?
Azrael! Yeah, I'm doing fine. I just killed a bunch of guards in Arkham, and for the Order of Saint Dumas, so I'm pretty good actually, and I'm ready to kill, Jim Gordon. So let's get it started.
Sure, there's nothing dangerous about that. Matt Wyatt, how are you?
I'm doing good. I thought Pinewood was fine. I still hate Barbara. If there's ones you fucking see in this name, kill her because she's useless throughout the show. But Azrael is what really picked it up, and that's where I really started to really get into it.
Yeah, we're only covering 2 episodes this week because we are approaching the finale, and as tradition, we are doing 2, and then 2, and then the watch party for the actual finale. So just making sure that is all programming note and grandstanding and hot dogging aside. Without any further ado, let us get into it. This is season 2, episode 17, called Pinewood. Matt?
Why are you doing this?
I know what the Wayne case means to you.
I got you the information. Everything I did in there, I did for you.
This doesn't change anything. The man who contracted to kill your parents called himself the philosopher.
How are we going to find him? You're not ready. There will be others.
Put down the gun!
The episode aired on April 18th, 2016, and it's directed by John Stevens. Bruce, Lucius, and Alfred search through the secret files on Thomas Wayne's newly fixed computer to find a clue as to who killed him and Martha and why. Barbara tracked down Gordon. Claiming to be cured of her insanity, she tries to reconcile with Gordon, but to no avail. With Barbara's unorthodox assistant, Gordon discovers that the person who contracted Patrick Malone to kill Thomas and Martha Wayne is known as the Philosopher. Bruce and Alfred track a lead from Thomas Wayne's computer and find Karen Jennings, a former Blackgate inmate on whom experiments were performed at Pinewood Farms, a Wayne Enterprises facility, by the Philosopher. She offers to identify the Philosopher, but Victor Fries, not Fries, I don't want to call him Fries because it's so fucking stupid. I can't say that last name without laughing so hard. Is sent to kill her. Following Jennings' death, Lucius does further research and discovers that Hugo Strange is the Philosopher. After many failed attempts, Strange finally succeeds in resurrecting someone from the dead, Theo Gallivan, dun dun dun, as we know as Azrael.
So as soon as this episode started, and as soon as the previously on ended, and as soon as I saw Barbara show up at Jim's front door, I heard a distant scream from the northern direction of me. I'm like, things are not well in Minnesota. Like, it kind of reminded me of like when Obi-Wan in A New Hope got faint and was like, it's as if 1,000 voices screamed in terror and then were silent.
I heard it echoing today, railing loud. I'm like, where's that coming from? I don't know where it came from. I was like, now I know it's Minnesota. I was like, because I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what the hell's that noise?
No, it's not from Minnesota. It's Minnesota!
Minnesota. Minnesota. Yeah. Oh, this one's a heart stopper there, eh? The whole Fargo series takes place in freaking Minnesota.
Yeah, but Barbara's rehabilitated, ? And there was much rejoicing. Yay.
I was like, I don't care. Why are we trying to redeem her? Why? I don't fucking care. She's so fucking useless in the show. She's a drag. Why are you still having her in this show?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they're trying to make the Jarbra a thing, and it's never gonna be a thing. The
No. And
I
you
will
Jabbar,
already
say that
see
they
that, and you already see that
were
Gordon does not fully
today.
trust Barbara and her intentions of rehabilitation after like being released from Arkham,
as he shouldn't.
So
which I
I
don't
did
blame
like
him.
though whenever Harvey was bringing the beers and the pizza up and everything, and he goes, "Hi, Harvey," and he's like, he said, "Jim will catch you," and Jim, and he's trying to he destroys the pizza. By the way, I laugh so hard because he just smushes the pizza up against the door, kind of bang on the door. But yet he's like, because he has the beers in his hand, 2 cases of beer, which I'm like, Harvey, don't you think that's a little excessive beer? You know, because it's like a 6-pack would do, but like a 12-pack. I mean, come on, like, what are you gonna do? One pack for you, 1 pack for Jim.
He did just get framed for a murder and had to like arrest the Riddler. I mean, it's 5 o'clock somewhere for him. I'll give him a little lenience on that.
I mean, he's off the clock.
That's true. Yes,
Which
he's unemployed and
which
unencumbered.
Bruce and Alfred breaking into Karen Jennings' cabin. I thought that I did like that. Them doing detective work.
Yeah, Karen with her bird hand.
At first, I thought it was like a Wolverine claws. I thought she was gonna have that Wolverine style. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
No, it kind of reminded me of this movie Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee, where at the end, like the dude goes after Bruce Lee with a big old like bear claw attachment because he doesn't have a hand, but he has like a bear claw and like Wolverine claws. I'll put a photo here in the edit somewhere to see what I'm talking about. But it kind of reminded me of that.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not know because I literally forgot. This whole assassin subplot. I didn't know they went back to the lady again, so I was even surprised. I'm like, they do go back to her because I'm like the lady from Doctor Who. I'm like, oh yeah, they do go back to her. I was like, I did not forget all about that.
Chad Stahelski and or David Leitch was taking furious notes while watching this. So like, oh, that's not a bad idea.
Also, what did you think about like Barbara? Jim thinks Barbara betrayed her, and then all of a sudden, like they're like, she's giving her all the information. And at that point, I'm like, you got to be dumb to not think that she's not pumping you information because you're telling her everything.
I saw this coming from a mile away.
Jim, I'm honestly, Barbara was like, Barbara, really? I mean, like I said, Jim was like, you were literally pumping her full of information, like, and she's telling her everything. And I'm like, you are the leader of these assassins, and yet you're like the manager, and yet you're telling this person that you just met.
Yeah, you literally just met her, and now you're feeding all the information. that is, she's got to be the dumbest manager of an assassin in the history of the world.
Barbara's character in this movie in this show, like throughout her entire show, is like the Taylor Swift music video for Blank Space. I know it's a random reference, but it is like that whole video is like just things getting destroyed and all that. I'm just like, yep, she is definitely toxic for everyone around.
For sure.
Ryan dropping his Taylor Swift notes.
Cue the music.
You got bad blood. What did you think? I will say this. There's some like things I do like in this episode. Bruce and Alfred breaking in the cabin, them seeing Karen. I thought that was great. I do also, like Barbara delivering this Jim to the assassin, and everything. I thought that was also great. And them getting the name, like he's calling himself the Philosopher, which even I was kind of like, I'm pretty sure I know who the Philosopher is, but I had to Google search that.
I kind of had that feeling that it had to be Hugo Strange. They kind of foreshadow it a lot that he's behind the whole thing.
I'm like, it's either this person or it's this person, and I had to search the type in the Philosopher. I'm like, okay,
I'm pretty sure it's in the next episode, but Hugo Strange, like as the Philosopher, is posing next to Bruce. It's so funny. It reminded me it looks like he is like in an 80s sitcom intro, like everywhere you look, everywhere.
Darn, Hugo Strange, Thomas Wayne, Hugo Strange.
The way he was posing, the way that he was posing in that group photo with Thomas Wayne.
The sad thing is, they brought the actor back that played Bruce's dad to be like, hey, can you come over here and just pose a BD Wong? Yeah, he's got to go do Jurassic World Dominion, Fallen Kingdom, whatever. So can you just come on and, all right, BD, all right. Can you just this is like the last day of shooting season 2. All right, can you do this? All right. Take care.
I'm surprised they even got the same actor from the pilot to do the continuity photo op.
Well, they did in season. Remember in season 1, they had the picture of him. They brought him back to.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
They do this a lot in the show, especially like they bring Thomas Wayne back in pictures a lot, and I'm like, it's just like how they did Harry Potter's parents in the Harry Potter movies, and you're like, why is their hair so short?
I don't know. The reveal of the philosopher is something I saw coming because they don't really try hard to hide the fact that Hugo Strange is the philosopher. They kind of made it so obvious.
Which I do like Karen killing one of Strange's men, where she slits his fucking throat. Just goes,
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I'm like, that was cool. I thought that was cool. And then, there is some issues I had though with the scene. Like one thing I had an issue with is there's no way Strange or anyone would know if somebody searched for Karen Jennings. There's no like the FBI. There's not tapped into the FBI. There's no way they would have, especially any local hospital would know either. Like it just makes no sense how a Strange would know.
Yeah, how would he know about that?
Like, I mean, you could say, well, maybe he's like, maybe who he works for, maybe that they're hacked into the local network and they alerted him. I don't know. I'm just,
Yeah, and Thomas Wayne kept the file in his calendar computer file, which I don't know I should take that seriously. That's kind of funny. He kept it in a calendar. I was like, what?
Also, Bruce tells Barnes, which is dumb, knowing that the information will get back to Strange and he will send more people out to kill Karen since they can't get her back. Like, literally, he tells Barnes everything, and I'm like, why would you tell Barnes that? You don't think Barnes is going to tell his men, like, okay, we're going to set this woman of black name's Karen. She was, experimented on everything, and then all of a sudden...
I didn't like that scene when Jim just giving away a lot of the strategy. That's just kind of felt very weak and predictable. Like, you're just giving them more reason to retaliate against you.
Also, like, he pissed... I do like the pissing contest at the beginning between him and Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's just like he's a Mr. Why you're not the police and everything, and I'm just like I like how he's just
a police officer. It's like who talks like that? Oh, I don't know how I should do that.
He's trying to do an impression of the game from the Hugo Strange from like the game, and so
the police officer. It's like what the fuck? That kind of felt cheesy dialogue.
It was so cold though when he's like, I have a warrant to search this, and it's like it's just an empty folder, and it's like Strange just like divulged it, like is like there's no warrant in there, and then,
why there's no, he should know that there's no warrant in there because he knows he's not a cop. So how can he get a warrant? He can't.
Also, I do like when they brought Mr. Freeze back into the play. I thought that was great.
Well, yeah, they kind of just brought that up in the previous recap that they're probably bringing him back in this episode.
Like when they went to Mr. Freeze and he's just sitting there listening to heavy metal music and like working on research, and he's like, I was listening to that and everything. I'm just
listening, at least he's not listening to that fucking like Christmas song from Batman and Robin. Nada, come on, sing.
Oh my God, that was so funny though. I'd be like, I'm Mr. White.
I am Mr. Snow.
I'm not gonna lie, everybody would have laughed so hard. Like that would have been so
I would laugh right there.
Or what if you listen to Vanilla Ice, Baby?
Ice, Baby.
Like, just, I'm sure they probably like, we don't want there to be.
I dug the costume. I did like the costume a little bit more improvement, but the hair, I just can't take it seriously. It just looks silly.
He could be bald. I'm just saying, okay?
Yeah, he could be bald.
He should be. His hair falls off.
Yeah, I know. That doesn't make any sense. He looks like fucking fucking Caitlin. What was the
Killer Frost's dad.
Killer Frost's father from The Flash. And he could have pulled that off.
I'm like, you couldn't, guys. I mean, I understand Mr. Freeze. He just that doesn't look like Mr. Freeze. I mean,
he would have like a fucking like a bowl like on his head to keep himself like alive and when he's in the cryo thing.
Well, to be fair, I mean, they're like Batman 66 did the way that Mr. Freeze like that as well.
That back then they didn't do it right. They could have done it right.
So did the Schumacher movie as well. Remember, Mr. Freeze Arnold had like his face like
Well, that was that was a different type of design of the costume. It had nothing to look like from the comics.
Which he had the helmet, which he does have like the maybe they're trying to say like because he has the circular motion around his neck, so it feeds his neck so that way like he don't have to wear a helmet.
If they were able to pull off the fishbowl and Mysterio and Far From Home, I feel like they could pull that one off.
Well, this was 2015.
his suit here is the best suit that we've gotten so far, and then the ending where he uses a freeze bomb to kill Karen, and then Bruce gives the slow-mo the no, like, I thought that was great.
Why did she have to sacrifice herself? Like, they could have gotten away.
Because like he said, he was going to kill them. Like, they couldn't have got away. Like, that's a Jim. I remember Jim and them were shooting at him like this because they don't know how to fucking go for the head. Literally,
yeah, apparently you can't shoot. Apparently, that's literally the problem I have with this fucking scene. That was so stupid that they couldn't aim for the head.
Doesn't have a helmet on.
He doesn't have a helmet for protection. Apparently, they're the fucking stormtroopers. They can't aim.
My hair is so white that it will protect me from anything.
I will say,
beware me, for I am chili cheese fries.
It'd be funny if he was just making.
And then name Karen Jennings. I can't take that name so seriously without laughing right now.
Karen.
She's a Karen.
Well, he kicked her ice. You know, she melted, if you will. What killed the dinosaur? The ice age.
I mean, I thought the sacrifice could have been handled better. I felt like it kind of felt a little cheesy.
I would like to she would have ran away and then got frozen.
I feel like they could have gotten away. That was the unnecessary sacrifice to me.
Well, I mean, she was not a non-character, and they thought, oh shit.
I know, but but I feel like they could have handled it better for the death scene.
I do like when he frees her, then he just smashes her with his gun.
Oh yeah, he had no hesitation of just shattering her into a million pieces.
Yeah,
that's what Strange told him. You're gonna kill this person, and anyone.
Oh yeah, because basically his goal is like bringing back and altering people's mind and use them as fucking monsters and doing his own little dirty work. That's his goal.
Which I mean, did y'all get upset that they only used Mr. Freeze for one scene, that they didn't really do more with him?
Yeah, I know. That's one of my problems. Like, you did just for that scene itself, that kind of felt, and then you don't use him after that.
I mean, he was used more in Batman and Robin than he was.
Well, he was like the main villain, of course, but this was a villain of the week episode.
Yeah.
I will say this design's better than the one from The Batman from the 2004 TV series where Mr. Freeze just has an iceberg on his head. I don't know if you ever seen that cartoon where Mr. Freeze literally can just make ice out of his hands, and he has like an iceberg on top of his head. It's just like a white head with like red eyes, and just goes like.
It's a fun show, but the designs on that are wild. Like Joker has dreads. I'll put a picture here, and like it's
Bane
very
is
weird.
red for some reason. Looks like a giant red monster.
It's if the creators of Ben 10 made a Batman show in terms of design.
Oh yeah, I will say I think Catwoman, Penguin, and I think Clayface they got right. I thought with the storylines that were really good for those characters. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why and also the Riddler looks like Marilyn Manson for some reason. Has long black hair and like in a green suit with like black lipstick and everything, and I'm like, it looks like they took the Riddler from the '66 show and then they gave long black hair. Like, okay, what if Marilyn Manson and the '66 Batman had a baby? Like, this is the Riddler. I'm like, what the fuck's up with that?
Yeah, well, when we inevitably talk about the Batman, we'll cross that bridge.
The cartoon, not the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say though, I do really appreciate though, like, there are things I do really like. Like, I do like in this episode, like, Bruce just screaming and Gallivant murdering all those men, shouting Azrael, where like blood on the walls, and I thought that was just amazing. Like, and he's like. And also, Jim and Barbara there's things I didn't like. Like, for instance, I didn't like Jim and Barbara teaming up. I thought that was stupid. And I'm like,
that was so fucking weak and an afterthought. I don't care. Please kill her.
Yeah, and also,
I'm kind of getting tired of her watching her in the show.
Yeah, and also, Gordon and Alfred could have killed Mr. Freeze by shooting him in the head.
I know that was one of the weak scenes that in the sacrifice to me was cheesy as fuck. Also, I didn't like that how they did it.
And I don't like at the very end when they're sitting in the fire at Wayne Manor, Gordon and all them. I like the scene, but then when Bruce says they killed her, that's not right, and I'm just like, oh god, that's a terrible line again. that's not right. And I'm
Dude,
like,
you had no problem with watching Karen and fucking like Alfred shooting and fucking slicing and dicing, and you have a problem with that?
like, they killed her. That's not right. I'm like, well, you know what? Do something about it. Why don't you go put on a fucking bat costume?
What the fuck do you think was going to happen?
Do you know who I am? Imagine him as an adult. Do you know who I am?
Oh, God.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Batman, okay? What about my feelings, huh? I'm
Yeah, that
Batman.
part I did not like. That was so fucking bad.
Imagine if that was his character as Batman. Imagine if he was Batman. Like
Do you know him? I'm Batman.
I have
like
feelings
Pete,
too,
no,
man.
that's like Pete Holmes, who was playing the Bat Dark Knight spoof. Do you know who I am? I'm Batman.
Yeah, I am Batman. I am the K Crusader, man.
Kind of, now they're like making him a little cheesy dialogue and with a little bit of a whiner.
Well, to be fair, he's still a child. So
I know
it's
he's
not
still
like-
a child, but Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's not like an adult yet. I mean, obviously, he still has to grow. The whole point is this is like he's like Clark Kent in Smallville. He's growing up to become the Batman. Well, and I'm like, which, yeah, I mean, I do like, and I think honestly, and also, yeah, which I mean, this whole episode, I thought, Mr. Freeze was a cool, interesting point and everything, and I thought Hugo Strange was really good in this episode. So, but yeah.
What's your score?
7 out of 10.
Okay, Matt.
The episode was okay. Hate fucking Barbara. Worst part of that episode. The finding, searching of the who's the philosopher was fine. I liked it, but it was kind of something I saw coming from a mile away. I kind of knew that it had to be Hugo Strange because the writers didn't really do a good job of hiding the fact that was him the whole time. So I'm going to give this episode a 6 out of 10.
I'm going to split the difference. I'll go 6.5. There's good stuff here. Definitely a lot of weak stuff here.
This was your favorite episode, Dick. Okay, so like I don't understand what you're saying. 6.5.
Well, we'll get to why I didn't.
I feel like he
really
retract that the more
I know he's like every
the more we talked about it, the more he just retract this fucking statement. I'm going to retract what I said that this is my favorite episode.
The more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay.
He's like, I'm gonna go with the cool side. I'm like the lame.
I think the moment that we see that they can't aim at Mr. Freeze's head, I think like that or Mr. Fry's head.
Well, I wasn't crazy about Azrael either, so if that
I
makes
did
sense.
like the Azrael end. I did like the end of that episode.
Well, let's get into it. This is season 2, episode 9 or 18 or 19.
Yeah,
19.
That was 18. You said last episode was 18. This is 19.
I'm sorry. 19. Season 2, episode 19, called Azrael.
Yeah,
the episode.
We screwed up in episode 17. We're like, now I'm like, wait a minute, no, we screwed up last when we did the intro for like, we're like, he said episode 17 titled. It says,
I've had a long day. My brain's going like,
right,
give
go
me some
Matt.
leeway here.
What is happening to our city?
Nothing good.
I am Azrael.
You are the redeemed one. We know he's hurting people right now. We won't get justice unless...
Unless what? Crossing that line will make you more like the evil you're trying to fight. I have come to kill you.
The episode aired on May 2nd, 2016. Gordon questions Professor Strange about Project Chimera. Oh God, what the hell? How do you pronounce that project? I'm so bad. Chimera.
Just pronounce it the best way you can.
Chimera.
Chimera. Yeah, there you go.
Like Mission Impossible 2, Chimera.
Yeah. Gordon questions Professor Strange about Project Chimera, which later makes Strange send Theo Gallivan, now under the name Azrael, to take out Gordon. While at Arkham Asylum, Gordon bumps into Nigma in the playroom. Nigma later overhears Strange and Peabody complaining about Gordon's interference. Nigma suggests that he can help them take out Gordon, but Strange refuses his help. Bruce is told by Bullock and Gordon that there isn't enough evidence to imprison Hugo Strange. Azrael gets some memories back after looking at posters from Gallivan's election from like the Arkham Asylum style. After Gordon is in after Gordon is in holding when the lights flicker and Azrael shows up, killing a few officers and making an unsuccessful attempt on Gordon's life. Barnes and Gordon flee to the roof where Barnes fights Azrael with a pipe, breaks his sword, and rips off his mask, revealing Azrael's identity. In the end, Barnes is sent to the hospital and Gordon heads home, watched by Azrael from a distance. Yeah, this episode, I will say that this really kicked off the story more. I really like this episode a lot more than the last episode because I like the return of Galavan reborn as Azrael, how much badass and more agile than he ever was before. And it kind of felt like the moment he puts on that costume, kind of feel like now they're staying faithful to Azrael's character, even though he's been completely brainwashed and reprogrammed and get his own fake backstory.
I really like this episode too. I think really one thing I like about this episode is that, like, there's some great stuff in this episode. Like Gordon and Strange's, I do like, whenever Ed obviously we talked about last about like the Gordon confronting Strange, and then when Gordon's walking back, he sees Ed. Ed's been manipulating the inmates and everything, and he's just like, "Oh, I'll get out of here." Like he's just like, I love that confrontation between Ed and them, where he's like, "I'll get out of here" and everything. And he said, "These walls are like a puzzle, and I'll solve it." And I'm like, I love how he is bringing that character, the Riddler, to life. How he is just like,
well, for the mentally ill people at the Arkham, of course, he can easily brainwash those people and gaslighting them. Like that's the easy target.
Yeah, because I mean, he's a little manipulating, but then I like how Strange and him. Which, why would you tell? By the way, I had one issue. We said, why would you tell Strange that you're manipulating everybody? Because then he's not going to talk to you. Because it's like, what if you try to manipulate me too?
I know, like that was not like Tony Stark said, not a great plan.
Yeah, I hated that. It was like, congratulations.
That seems so stupid.
Don't tell him what your hand is. Even if you're planning on using.
Yeah, don't give away your fucking hand before you make your move in a poker game.
Yeah, like you're playing poker and you're just like, hey, by the way, I just want everyone to know I have a straight flush. I'm like,
thank you for telling me.
Thanks for the information. I will fold. But like I said, wasn't crazy about this one. And I think the butchering of the Azrael stuff where it's like Hugo Strange is like doing the shiny keys bit to Theo Galavan. I'm not a fan of that decision.
You didn't like whenever he told him the key to Azrael, the key to stuff. They brought the inmate in, that one that was part of the Theo Galavan's henchmen. And he was like, remember when he's part of the maniacs, and he says, the key to, that's a demon. And you have to kill the demon. What's in that case? And he takes the case and just kills him with the case. And he goes,
that was funny.
That was funny.
Like, I meant what's inside the case.
That was funny, but that was funny, but it just, like I said, I don't know much about Azrael, but what I do know is that, discipline, warrior, like big into like.
He's like an anti-hero version of Batman.
One thing I wish they could have done. I feel like what they did differently with the character. He's just been brainwashed and reprogrammed, because that's not how it happened in which I don't even know if it's true or not, but I'm not sure they did that in the comics or even in games.
Azrael is an anti-hero who literally he wants to fight. He tries to find Batman because he wants to fight the greatest warrior of all time, and Batman's the greatest warrior. And so he watches Batman and studies him and everything, and he's like, I have been following you. Like, if you will play the Arkham game, if you start the Arkham, you look around when you're being transferred by Strange, you see Azrael is right there watching you. And he's planted there the entire game, watching you until you confront him. And because Azrael wants to fight the greatest warrior, and so he studies you. He's like a predator from the movie Predator, where he studies you like you're the greatest hunt, and he's studying you so that way he can fight you later. And then he studies you, and then when he finds you, and then he makes himself known, and he tells you to prepare. And then later when you prepare, all right, now it's time, and I'm here to kill you. And then that's what it is. So
it just feels very deconstructionist to me because, what do I mean by that pretentiousness? Well, I'll tell you. Basically, throughout the first half of the season, you're like, okay, this guy is very serious. He has this cult. He's bringing it on. And then, like, he gets killed. Then he gets brought back. And then, like, Hugo Strange is like, yes, you totally were, like, that guy. But he's like, they're doing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 thing where you had this great original and then it's like, it's now silly. And I'm just like, Why did you make it silly? You didn't have to do that. It's like this sword has been passed down for 1,000 generations. You made it 2 hours ago, sir. 1,000 generations.
That's the one that breaks it. Breaks it. He goes, no.
The sword fucking broke from a fucking pipe. You had a sword from a pipe, from a lead fucking pipe. And it broke, and that fucking thing broke.
As soon as that pipe hit that sword, it just broke off. The blade fell off the.
I will admit that was kind of disappointing.
That was improvised in the script. That wasn't in the script. It was just improvised.
That probably was improvised.
The actor just like improvised. No, you destroyed the sword. And Michael Chiklis is like, oh, it's not. And then he's just like, oh shit.
The inner Ron White in me was like, it fell off. It fell off. It fell the fuck off.
I do like though, Hugo manipulating and becoming Azrael. I thought that was great. And I do like the Ed wanting to team up with Hugo and him watching them and then him he sneaks out and he tries to go and he discovers that underground layer. I thought that was really cool. I like that aspect of Ed. Like he's trying to more or less, become like, he's like, oh, I want to see what Strange's playhouse looks like. I like that.
I didn't really care for at the end where they do like a Better Call Saul style montage of these like doing it to like an obscure like 50s song or whatever. It was like that's straight out of the Better Call Saul playbook right there.
I mean, I do like their Azrael showing up to like the GCPD station though and killing, and trying to kill Gordon. Like I like when he showed up first at the construction site, and he's like Jim Gordon, and they're like, what? And then all of a sudden, I love that whenever like he used to go there, show up to kill Jim, and then all of a sudden Barnes got his back and over my dead body, dropped the sword, drops the sword to like do this, like wait, like like to do like for ready for duel like this. He gets on his knee like this, ready for duel. Which if you played the Arkham games, remember in Arkham City, he does that where he sits on his knee like that, and then he gets up and he's like ready for combat. That's what he does, and then all of a sudden he like does this, and then he's like ready. He's like, I'm ready now. Like I'm like, I like that, and then all of a sudden like he almost gets Gordon, but then like Bruce and like the Harvey and all them show up and go boom, 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 and they just leaves. Which I'm like, you could nitpick and say he does that, but then later on he's able to like take out all the rest of the cops at the GCPD, and there's about the same amount right there. But then again, he was just reborn yesterday, so like now I guess he didn't think he could take them, but now he's like, I can take them.
I mean, he was reborn yesterday.
Yeah, which I mean, to be fair, also like if you follow the comics, he studies them. Like he studies the police station. He literally Azrael is like a silent predator,
and apparently he's bulletproof. That suit must be bulletproof.
Yeah, well that's literally because it explains they brought him back to life, and so he can't be destroyed by gunfire. He can't be destroyed by swords. He can't be, he's almost like indestructible at this point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which I will say though, like I do like Barnes locking Gordon up at the GCPD and Azrael attacking, and he tells these cops, "You have an option: leave now, and I will spare your lives, or else," he said, "stay and die." And then like later on, Bullock tells him, he tells Bullock. After they just start going around like Batman, just going boom, 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 like Batman.
Yeah, I love the part when he was going all stealthy. I love when he was taking out the cops one by one in the GCPD. That sequence was pretty sick.
What'd you think about whenever they go up to the roof?
I thought it was pretty funny. He's holding the pipe in a sword fight. I was like,
and
what?
The pipe wins.
The pipe wins.
God.
I was like, what? That was so stupid.
And actually, we read the sword won because he stabs Barnes with the sword.
I know, but it broke. It should not have broke. That sword should not broke apart with a fucking lead pipe. That was just like, what?
Like you said, he made it yesterday.
I know that said something.
I was in a production of Les Miserables. I was Javert, and I had to have like a fake plastic sword on me because I was a cop. That's what you had. That fake plastic sword had more integrity than this freaking sword that Azrael had.
But at least it went through Barnes's chest, so that's good. I guess.
Plus, you could probably like you could bonk someone on the head with that plastic sword and give them a more tough injury than the sword that Azrael had.
What did you think about when he stabbed that one cop through the sword? And then when Gordon and them ran upstairs, he just goes up to the dead cop and pulls the sword right out of his dead body. And like he was just like the guy was just impaled onto like the freezing. He's just sitting there like this. And then Hazard just goes, takes the sword out, and then he goes straight to the ground. I love that. I was like, he just goes.
I didn't. The scene, one of the scenes I did not like in this episode is when fucking Bruce is trying to talk back to Barnes. It's like, I don't like your tone. Like, what? What, kid? Shut the fuck up.
Also,
that scene was so, that line was so fucking cheesy. It's like, why? Who talks like this?
I'll raise you that, and I'll tell you. I did not like when he was trying to tell Gordon, you need to kill Hugo Strange, and I'm just like, the fuck you trying to tell him? He's like, I already killed one person for you, bro. I already killed one person. I already have to.
You want me to go and assassinate him?
He's like, Bruce, like, look, this dude's gonna be Batman one day, and he's trying to tell him, hey, you should kill people. It feels good. Yeah. Like I literally, he says, I'm Batman.
I feel like Bruce in this show right now is becoming very annoying. I know he's building. I know he's a kid. I get that, but that doesn't mean you should have to be so fucking annoying in this show.
I do think though, like Ed, I do think that one thing also I didn't like, which I thought was I mean, you could say it's fun. It was funny, but Ed using all the inmates to get stuff for him for a distraction, and one of the inmates is supposed to get him a bug zapper and gets him a fly swatter, and he goes, "This is a fly swatter." And he goes, it kills flies. I don't need a fly swatter. I need a bug zapper so I can LED light the wall. I can spray like the bug spray and then see where the air is. Why the hell would I need a fucking why would I need a freaking fly
You know what
swatter?
reminds me? You remember in Uncle Buck with that fucking boyfriend's name is Bug? And then fucking John Candy's like, hey, what's his last name? Spray?
I was thinking the same thing.
I always love looking back because I remember we used to do the callback of Uncle Buck joke when we did the Fantastic Four.
Also,
Roger.
Also, in a crazy town of Gotham where all the freaks and stuff are out there, Barnes had a hard time believing of a story about Strange bringing back dead people. That's like, I'm like, that's where you have a hard time with a cult literally just tried to murder Bruce Wayne, and there's a guy who freezes people, and there's a lady with a reptile hand.
Yeah, you call that a far stretch. You're still questioning it? Like, really?
Also, I don't like the Butch, Barb, and Tabitha being a throuple. I don't like that.
Oh, God, I hate it. I fucking hate it. Ugh.
I was like, we were still doing this?
We're still... like, fucking Barbara is in the middle of a relapse and went to that fucking butcher's place. Like, what the fuck? Oh, God, this is so stupid.
I do like Gordon and Barnes seeing Galavan alive though. When I see him there like that, basically Gordon. I feel like the only reason like they wanted to show just because they wanted to show that vindicates Gordon.
The fucking news lady is like, yeah, the ex-mayor is back to life in a costume. What the fuck?
I mean, she was shocked. I mean,
yeah, she was shocked.
And I like that everybody, like seeing that. Like Bruce Wayne is like shocked to see that. Him back, and then like Penguin's just like the happiest. He's like Penguin is like sees.
Oh, Penguin is so happy that Galavan is alive, and he will get his second round. And I'm excited to see him epically fail because he's basically indestructible. He can't be stopped.
I like how Penguin's just like, "Hello, old friend."
But it because the first sign that we know that he was strange, that the whole altering mind doesn't fully work, especially starting with Oswald. We thought he thought he was back to being better and become a different person until he relapsed and back to this psychopath Oswald we know. It's a sign that it doesn't fully work, especially with Barbara. We thought that she was cured, and now she's relapsing and she's in a mental breakdown.
Yeah, Strange really just they're just using people like,
They're like guinea pigs to him.
Yeah, they're test subjects. Which also, I have a question. He kills that one inmate. So what's going to happen when that man's family comes into the mental asylum and looks for him and he's dead? What are you going to say? He died of natural causes from a case being from a bludgeon? Well,
how do we know that? How do we know that those inmates don't have any family whatsoever? So how do we know that they probably have no family?
Well, I mean, obviously, I mean, it's true, but like at the same time, I mean, like I don't think he should.
I think he'll come up with any BS story that he'll think of on the top of his head.
Natural causes.
The one thing I did not like in this episode when fucking Nigma is like trying to manipulate some of the inmates, and that one person got into the middle of a fight and he's trying to diffuse the attention. When one guy had multiple personalities and he's just playing along, that scene was so stupid. I hated that scene.
Yeah, which I mean, but you see like later he's using all of them to like.
I know that, but that scene itself kind of felt cheesy as hell. Like I was like, ugh.
He's like Nigma's basically running.
I know he's manipulating everyone, and he's using him to break out of that place.
Yeah, he's using all the inmates. He's running all the inmates. He's like, which I mean, like, because he is the smartest mind there. Which I mean,
like, and he knows how to pick that lock and open up that fucking elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like the shot though of Azrael at the end when the skyline, like you see him like in the from the Azrael costume. You know, I thought that was really cool.
It looks like he's slowly having his memories reemerge, but he won't. But he still won't be the same as we knew him by in his old life.
Yeah, because
we know he's going to have some flashes. He knows he's going to be confused.
It's true.
All right, let's go to scores. Collins?
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, Matt?
Yeah, the same here. 8 out of 10. Definitely better than the last episode. Even though there's a few things I did not like at all, but this one really picked it up more, especially with Galavan becoming Azrael. Even though that they changed a lot of the stuff from the source material, but I still liked how it turned out.
All right, I'm going to go 6. I thought this one.
I'm such a little bitch sometimes.
Why? What do you mean?
6. I'm gonna go 6. Fuck this show. It's like we were doing the It thing yesterday. He was like, "Fuck Andy Muschietti. Fuck him." And I was like, "Yeah, we gotta get Andy Muschietti, bro." Like,
I complimented him on It Chapter 1, but then that Flash movie was god awful, and he's still like, "Batman: Brave and the Bold is coming. I promise, guys." It's still not come yet.
It's like, damn. I was like, yeah. I told Ryan, damn, you're shitting on this man. Like, fuck him in his ass. Fuck him. I was like, damn.
Well, to be fair, like he can't greenlight a movie because they don't have a script. So yeah.
Like everybody's giving him his roses this week,
which I don't even think that he's directing it. I think that they're going to get somebody else. They're going to get somebody else.
He's getting his roses for it. Welcome to
Derry. And even James Gunn said that there was things that we originally planned, but there's going to be a lot of changes for the plans for Brave and the Bold. Is what he said recently.
Like, I'm going to be a dad by the time we get Brave and the Bold, but that's
well, he did say that we will get Batman on screen before 2030.
So yeah, because we're getting the Batman Part 2, of course. Yes, he's 100% correct.
I'm not talking about the Matt Reeves, but I'm talking about the DCU's Batman.
James Gunn's never said it was
a bit more justified now.
James Gunn could say, "What happened? I thought we were getting another Batman 2030." Well, you did just get a new Batman. You got Batman the Brave and the Bold. You got Batman the Part 2. Which I don't think that's what he means, but still.
No, but he didn't mean it like that. No.
But I mean, he could be cynical and say that. Like, you did just get a Batman. Robert Pattinson.
Right.
Robert Pattinson's going to have his kid's going to be a teenager by the time the third movie comes out.
Well, I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of these episodes? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to read what you have to say. It's a privilege to do this show with these guys every week. Collins, tell the people where they can find you.
Well, they can find me at it's called at AndyMuschietti.rocks.com, where I will debunk all of his bullshit haters that Ryan has been spewing on him. You can find me there. Matt will be joining me where we will discuss the greatest Andy Muschietti movie of all time, It Chapter 1, and we will discuss the Flash movie and how Ryan's opinions suck. Actually, I do agree with Ryan, by the way. I do agree. I think the Flash movie is awful, but like...
Well, yeah, you were very clear from years ago.
But still, I think, honestly, though, It Chapter 1 is so good, and I mean... And so I
don't care. I love It Chapter 1 and 2. I even love 2. So come at me.
It Chapter 2 is okay. I mean, it's mixed. I think there's more good than there is bad, but there's still like some like questionable stuff in that movie. But you're not wrong. I mean, I will say though, as me and Ryan, did you know there's 4 freaking Stephen King projects that came out in 2019? Like Pet Cemetery, Doctor Sleep, Castle Rock, and on top of then, of course, It Chapter 2, and I'm like, and still, the Doctor Sleep was the best one of all of them.
I love It Chapter 2 and Doctor Sleep, even though Doctor Sleep is a little bit better, but I still love It Chapter 2.
Yeah. Well, Matt Wyatt, what about you?
You can find my YouTube channel at MattWyatt92. I put up a few of my movie reviews for the Tron Ares, the Black Phone 2, and Good Fortune. So definitely check that out.
Yep, all the links are down below. Go give them a subscribe. As far as this channel goes, Scary Mania will be wrapping up this week. Thank you all so much for watching for those. Collins was already on to talk about Fright Night. Matt will be joining me later this week to talk about Child's Play. And so, yeah, it's one of my favorite Scary Manias I've ever done. So I can't thank you all enough for checking that out. And then I have, well, I guess I can announce it now since the month is almost over. My next little series I'm doing, I'm going to be reviewing a couple of John Hughes movies, and I'm going to call it Hugh-vember because I'm clever like that. But for Collins, for Matt Wyatt, my name is Ryan Cam. Stay off the streets of Gotham. They are not safe. We will see you on the next one. Y'all take care.